Hello everyone, today we are talking about the squeeze theorem. Before starting, I will introduce some knowledge of limit for you. First, let's talk about the expression of limit. Supposing fx is a real value function and c is a real number. When x is as close to c, the fx is as close to L. It can be expressed as that. Now, let me show you some characters of limit. Before that, I should explain a term which called neighborhood. The neighborhood of A means an opening interval which the point A is the center. It can express as UA. Let's look at the characters of limit. First, if limit of fx equals to L, which is greater than 0, in this case, x is as close to c, there will be any points different from c which fx is greater than 0 in the neighborhood of c. Second, if fx is greater than or equal to 0, and the limit of fx equals to L, L is greater than or equals to 0. And the third one, the sufficient and necessary condition of the limit of c is that there must be a left limit and a right limit of fx at the points c and d must be same. In this occasion, these three are same. Now, let's talk about the calculation of limit. We assume that the limit of fx equals to a and the limit of gx equals to b. First, the limit of fx plus or minus limit of gx equals to a plus or minus b. Second, the limit of fx times gx equals to limit of fx times limit of gx and equals to a times b. Third, the limit of fx divided by gx equals to the limit of fx divided by the limit of gx and equals to a divided by b, which b is not equals to 0. These are the basic calculation of limit. Please be familiar of all of them. Squeeze theorem is one of the most important theorem in the mathematics. It can express as that. Let I be an interval having the points A as a limit points. Let f, g, and h be functions defined on I except possibly at A itself. Suppose that for every x in I not equals to A, we have if gx is smaller than or equals to fx, and fx is smaller than or equals to hx, and limit of gx equals to L and the limit of hx equals to L, limit of fx equals to L. To prove this theorem is quite simple, as we know that fx is smaller than or equals to hx and is greater than or equals to gx. Therefore, limit of fx is smaller or equals to the limit of hx and is greater than or equals to gx. For this one, we can consider about the calculation we mentioned before and prove it. That means the limit of fx is smaller than or equals to a and is greater than or equals to a. Then we can get the conclusion, which is the limit of fx equals to a. Squeeze theorem will be used really often in mathematics. We should use it flexibly in different questions. Thanks for your attention.